In a major boost to mass vaccinate kids in India, drug controller DCGI has approved phase 2 and 3 trials of Covaxin on children from the ages of 2 to 18 years. Take a look.
As pediatric wards get crowded with young ones, one thing is very clear. The coronavirus is not leaving children unaffected. The second monster wave of Covid-19 is seeing more children get infected, even those less than 5 years old. And now, a vaccine for children could be the only ray of hope against the highly infectious variants. India's indigenous vaccine maker Bharat Biotech spoke in 2020 about developing a Covid-19 vaccine for children in India. But it is only now that the firm has obtained approval from the Indian drug regulator to proceed with trials. The secondary panel has given a green signal to Bharat Biotech to begin phase 2 and 3 clinical trials on children aged between 2 to 18 years, as experts weigh in on the need to now vaccinate children.
Covaxin may take time, but we should vaccinate this group as soon as possible to prevent the third wave. One. Second, why it is important? Because in pediatric age group, you cannot isolate them in room. You cannot confine them in room. Very soon they will be out to the schools. They can be super spreader. They are very near and dear to the grandparents. So they can be very injurious. If they become contagious, they can be very injurious, very unsafe for the elderly. So we need to vaccinate them.
As kids remain locked up in homes, the vaccine for children and adolescents could help return children safely back to schools.
This is more to have a final fight against the COVID, because children can be involved in transmission, and by doing so we can safely open up our schools and the other activities which children have not been able to do, like camps and sports and other gatherings which they have not been able to do. So that will be a huge boost. Please give it to your children as and when this is offered and the scientific world clears it off.
The US FDA has approved Pfizer's Covid-19 vaccine for children of 12 to 15 years of age. Pfizer has also asked the UK drug regulator to give a go-ahead to vaccinate the kids in UK.
Even as Bharat Biotech has now been given permission by the SEC to begin trials, we'll still have to wait for at least several months before we could have a vaccine to protect children against the coronavirus. But experts have warned that the third wave, which is impending, could target children more than adults, because estimates suggest that by such time, many eligible adults would have at least taken one shot of the Covid-19 jab, which will make children and the younger population susceptible to getting infected, which is why vaccination for younger children is the need of the hour. In New Delhi, Milan Sharma for India Today.
Why kids are going to be needing a COVID vaccine? Number one, as of now, lower priority has been given to kids than adults, and priority now needs to shift to kids, even in the light of what is happening in Brazil, for that matter, which is seeing a children's wave. Kids may be more vulnerable to the new variants now. So that's a new finding, and hence kids need vaccination soon. The vaccinated adult population will get herd immunity. But what about the kids? We need to think about the kids of this country as well. The burden of infection may shift to children eventually, and hence as soon as possible they need to be vaccinated. Children will be overrepresented in the infection numbers. That's another concern. The delay of the immunization of kids could make them a reservoir of virus, and hence kids need to be vaccinated ASAP. Convalescent plasma therapy has been dropped from the treatment protocol of the Government of India because there's little evidence to show that it has helped in saving lives. Sneha Mordani breaks down India's